What's up, guys? Your boy Vance, aka Gain City, and I'm back with another video. Today, we're gonna be going over never stay satisfied, man. Even like every time I say it, like it freaking has me shook, man. Every time I say it, 'cause it's a motto or saying that I've been using my whole life. That's how I go my life off of. And it's something that's really freaking strong and powerful. A lot of people don't understand what it is. It's not just words, man. It's very powerful, and it's self-explanatory. It's one of those things where people will try to even overcomplicate it, and it's like, how can you overcomplicate that? It's literally just completing whatever you're trying to do, but you keep going. You don't get satisfied, even if you have this goal. Because, like I say, I always say, people, goals are meant to. They're not a forever goal. Goals are meant to adjust. You adjust your goals as you keep going. You accomplish this goal, okay, all right, you create new ones, you create new ones, you create new ones, You never just sit in one spot after you've completed your goals. And like I said, we'll never stay satisfied. It's just, like I said, you keep going. That's pretty much all it is. You have that hunger. It's the everlasting hunger to be great, to be the best, to be better, And it's one of those things where you're not going to let anything get in the way. You have to be obsessed with it, a positive obsess. Not, you got child's people that's be like, oh, I'm gonna, be obsessed to do stupid stuff. Like, no, that's not what that means. And if you think that, then you need to grow up. I mean, it is what it is. You need to grow up because you're living your life based off of jokes and stuff because you're not taking your life seriously. 9 out of 10, you're probably, and I'm pretty sure you're not living what you want to be doing in life, because you're too busy making jokes. You're not taking life seriously. And that's what's wrong with this generation, too. They joke about everything, memes, all this bull crap. What is that going to do for you in the long run, positively? What is that going to do for your life? Nothing. All it's going to do is make you laugh, and what happened? Scroll away, unproductive, bull crapping. When you could be doing something great, doing the goals and stuff that you want to do, working on towards doing the things that you think is possible that it's not. I remember I'd be asking people like, for instance, like, whoa, what's your dream car? And they'd be like, oh, a Lamborghini. But I know that won't happen. Why you say that? You didn't even try. Like, you didn't even, give yourself a chance. You just already throwing it out the door. What are you going to do to make sure that happens? Because sitting at home, bullcrap, and watching memes all freaking day, watching streams and all this bullcrap, watching stuff that's not productive, Obviously, yes, it's not going to happen if you're doing that, If you're going to concerts, getting wasted and in debt, most likely, like, no, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to progress. You're not going to be better. You're not going to be great, especially with that mindset. If you have that, satisfied mindset, comfortable mindset, like, yeah, you're not going to be where you want to be, if that makes sense, Because it's like one of those things, too, where I think it was in one of like Steve Harvey jinx, and he was like, he was pretty much saying that, like, he wanted to be on TV and stuff. And his I think it was his mom or somebody just shot it down real fast. Like, no, you need to go to school and get a good job. But no, that's what he wants to do. That was his goal. That was what he wanted to be. He wanted to be on TV. He wanted to, and now look at the man. But if he would have just listened to his, I think it was his mom, or whoever it was, yeah, he would have been somewhere. We wouldn't know who he is. Like they always say, man, they talk about people who does great things, who are the go-getters, who are the people that make the impossible possible, who breaks the records that everybody was so either scared, fear of not breaking it, and not, they're scared of not doing it, so they just don't do it at all. It's like, nah, freak that, go after it. Like I said, never stay satisfied, keep going, whether you're at your goal or not, keep going just as much. Like, even if you're just trying to maintain where you're at, have that same hunger. Because as soon as you get comfortable, what happens? You go down. You start to slack, And that's one of the things where a lot of people, they do, because they get comfortable, And you can't do that, especially if you're going after something great. Especially if you're going after something that has a lot of competition in it, Like a business. If you're in a business where it's like other businesses doing the same thing, you're literally fighting every freaking day, So it's like you can't just be like, oh, I'm at the top, I'm good now. Because once you do that, that's when you get passed. That's when your competition passes you. They catch up and they pass you. And I always tell people, yes, live your life like you ain't got, your only competition is yourself. But in a way, that goes with that, because if you're comfortable, what happens? You're not competing with yourself anymore. You're bullcrap. You're chilling. You're just living. And that's what happens. You're going to get passed, rather than whether you're at the top or not. You're still competing with yourself. Like, no, I'm gonna still do better than this motherfucker. I see in the mirror, and you keep growing. You keep getting better. There's always room for improvement. I don't care how much you've accomplished. There's always room for improvement, and you can always learn, whether it's from someone that's younger than you, that's or at like a lower level than you. Like, it doesn't matter, man. At the end of the day, advice is advice. You either take it, apply it. Like I said, if it's good advice, cool. You take it, apply it. If it's bad advice, you just throw it away. Who cares? At the end of the day, all that stuff is opinion. But it's like, at the end of the day, you have to keep going. You can't just give up. You can't give up when things get hard, man. You can't. Because as soon as you do that, like I said, you're going to get left behind. You're going to get stagnant. And then it's like when you run, for instance. That's what I always say. When you're running, it's good to keep running, rather than when you stop and then try to get back. It's going to be a lot harder. You kind of have to push your body a lot harder from, if you just been running for like a mile straight and then you stop for a walk, stop and start walking or something, and then try to back and start running. It's going to be a lot harder, And it's just like, it's the same thing. It's like, why put yourself in that predicament, or, in that predicament when you can just keep going, keep that pace. Like I said, if not, maybe bring it up a little bit, but keep challenging yourself. Like I said, keep pushing yourself to be great. And like I said, you're gonna be alright. You're gonna be alright, But you have to have that never stay satisfied mentality and think beyond, like I said, average people, because average people are gonna try to get in your head. But average people, they're already satisfied. They already lost. They're not moving. They're comfortable where they're at. They're just living a mediocre, average life. And I mean, you have people, that's just going to be average their whole life. That's cool for them, but we're not doing that. We're going to go after things we want to do. Whether it's something that is little, you're going to be the best at it. Push yourself to be the best. If you want to be let's just say you want to be a job where it's something that doesn't get paid that much. Okay, do the best at it. Be great at whatever that is, and try to work your way up. You can still work your way up, You could be that leader, rather than just like, oh, well, I'm just here, I'm just working. Like, nah, push yourself to be great. Go after that job, that you're scared to apply for because you think you're unqualified. You never know. You might prove yourself. You might shock yourself and actually get the job. Then what? It's like one of those things where some people are visual learners and stuff. So it's like, they look at it as, if you don't have it, I'm not listening to you. Okay, cool. But have you even attempted to go after something? Or you just like, oh, they don't have it, I'm not doing it. Because you'd be surprised at what the heck you're capable of. I always tell people that. Whether you believe in yourself or not, you will be surprised if you put your pride to the side and actually take the steps and, put together a plan, take the action on it, what you can accomplish. But at the end of the day, y'all gonna hear me say this a lot. It's up to you. It's up, nobody else can do it or work for you. You have to do it. You're going to want to do it yourself. You don't want someone to spoon feed you the whole way, because you're not going to appreciate it. It's one of those things too, where it's like, with rich people and, wealthy people, it's good to suffer, be poor, go through that, experience that. Because then when you do make it, it means that much more. You appreciate it that much more. You're a lot more humble than somebody that's just born with the money. Not saying that they can't be either, because some of that too goes to how they were raised, And that's why I always tell people, it really does depend on, who you hang out with. Like I said, who, the atmosphere or whatever. But then too, what you actually do. What do you do in your life? Do you, sit around judging people and have all this free time and bull crap? Or do you do productive things that are going to help build you, build your character, work on helping others, or, like I said, just helping them, working on that skill, your craft, just keep knocking on it, working on it, and get better. At the end of the day, man, you cannot be satisfied, man. Satisfied is going to eat you alive if while you're staying stagnant. You have to keep pushing yourself. But like I said, at the end of the day, you can only do it, and it's up to you. I mean, there's no shortcuts about it. It's up to you. You have to do it. And remember, Never stay satisfied. I'll see y'all in the next video.